Christian is running both
User
his
in your
hands through his
channel
hair,
started recording.
pacing up and down his study. 2 hands. That's double exacerbation. His usual concrete control seems to have slipped a notch. Don't understand why he didn't tell me. He castigates me. The subject never came up. I'm not in the habit of revealing my sexual status to everyone I meet. I mean, we hardly know each other. I'm staring at my hands. Why am I feeling guilty? Why is he so mad? I peek up at him. Well, you know a lot more about me now. He snaps. His mouth presses into a hard line. I knew you're inexperienced, but a virgin. He says it like it's a dirty word. Hell, Anna, I just showed you. He groans. May God forgive me. You ever been kissed, apart from by me? Of course I have. Tries to look my best affronted. Okay, maybe twice. And a nice young man hasn't swept you off your feet? Just don't understand. 21, nearly 22. You're beautiful. He runs his hands through his hair again. Beautiful. I flush with pleasure. Christian Grey thinks I'm beautiful. I knock my fingers together, staring at them hard, trying to conceal my goofy grin. Perhaps he's nearsighted. My subconsciousness has reared her some... My subconsciousness has reared my somnambulant head. Where was she when I met her? And just seriously discussing what I had to do when you have no experience. His brows knit together. How have you avoided sex? Tell me, please. I shrug. No one's really, you know. Come up to scratch, only you. Did you turn out to be some kind of monster? Why are you so angry with me? I whisper. I'm not angry with you. I'm angry with myself. I just assumed. He sighs. He regards me shrewdly and shakes his head. Do you want to go? He asks, his voice gentle. No, unless you want me to go, I murmur. Oh no, I don't want to leave. Of course not. I like having you here. He frowns as he says this and then glances at his watch. It's late. He turns up to look at me. You're biting your lip. His voice is husky and he's eyeing me speculatively. Sorry, don't apologize. It's just that I don't want to bite it too hard. I gasp. How can he say things like that to me and not expect me to be affected? Come, he murmurs. What? We're going to rectify the situation right now. What do you mean? What situation? Your situation, Anna. I'm going to make love to you. Now. Oh, the floor has fallen away. My situation. I'm holding my breath. That's if you want to, I mean. I don't want to push my luck. I thought you didn't make love. I thought you fucked hard. I swallow. My mouth suddenly dry. He gives me a wicked grin, the effects of which travel all the way down there. I can make an exception, or maybe compounded too. We'll see. I really want to make love to you. Please, come to bed with me. I want our arrangement to work. You really need to have some idea what you're getting yourself into. We can start your training tonight with the basics. This doesn't mean I've come over all the hearts and flowers. It's a means to an end. But one that I want, and hopefully you do too. His grey gaze is intense. Blush. Oh my, wishes do come true. But I haven't done all the things you require from your list of rules. My voice is all breathy, hesitant. Forget about the rules. Forget about all those details for tonight. I want you. I've wanted you since you fell into my office, and I know you want me. You wouldn't be sitting here calmly discussing punishment and hard limits if you didn't. Please, Anna, spend the night with me. He holds his hands out to me. His eyes are bright, fervent, excited, and I put my hands in his. He pulls me up and into his arms so I can feel the length of his body against mine. The swift action taking me by surprise. He runs his finger around the nape of my neck, winds my ponytail around his wrist, gently pulls so I'm forced to look up at him. He gazes down at me. You're one brave young woman, he whispers. I'm in awe of you. His words are like some kind of incendiary device. My blood flames. He leans down and kisses my lips gently, and he sucks at my lower lip. I want to bite this lip, murmurs against my mouth. And carefully he tugs at it with his teeth. I moan, and he smiles. Please, Anna, let me make love to you. Yes, I whisper, because that's why I'm here. His smile is triumphant as he releases me and takes my hand and leads me through the apartment. His bedroom is vast. The ceiling height windows look out on a lit up high-rise Seattle. The walls are white, the furnishings are pale blue. The enormous bed is ultra-modern, made of rough grey wood, like driftwood, 4 posts but no canopy. On the wall above it is a stunning painting of the sea. I'm a quaking leaf. This is it. Finally, after all this time, I'm going to do it. With none other than Christian Grey. My breath is shallow, and I can't take my eyes off him. He removes his watch and places it on top of the chest of drawers that matches the bed. And removes his jacket, placing it on a chair. He's dressed in his white linen and jeans. He is heart-stoppingly beautiful. His dark copper hair is a mess. His shirt hanging out. His grey eyes bold and dazzling. He steps out of his Converse shoes and reaches down and takes his socks off individually. Christian Grey's feet. Wow. What is it about naked feet? Turning, he gazes at me, his expression soft. I assume you're not on the pill. What? Shit! Didn't think so. He opens the top drawer of the chest and removes a packet of condoms. He gazes at me intently. Be prepared, he murmurs. You want the blinds drawn? I don't mind, I whisper. I thought you didn't let anyone sleep in your bed. Who says we're going to sleep? He murmurs softly. Oh, holy hell. He strolls slowly towards me, confident, sexy, eyes blazing, and my heart begins to pound. My blood's pumping around my body. Desire, thick and hot, pulls in my belly. He stands in front of me, staring down into me. So freaking hot. Let's get this jacket off, shall we? He says softly and takes off the lapels and gently slides my jacket off my shoulders. He places it on the chair. Do you have any idea how much I want you, Anna Steele? He whispers. My breath hitches. I don't take my eyes off his. He reaches up and gently runs his fingers down my cheek to chin. Do you have any idea what I'm going to do to you? He adds, caressing my chin. The muscles inside the deepest, darkest parts of me clench in the most delicious fashion. The pain is so sweet and sharp I want to close, but I'm hypnotized by his grey eyes, staring fervently into mine. Looking down, he kisses me. His lips are demanding, firm and slow, moulding mine. He starts unbuttoning my shirt while he places feather-like kisses across my jaw, my chin, and the corners of my mouth. Slowly, he peels it off me and lets it fall to the floor. He stands back and gazes at me. I'm in a pale blue Lacy perfect fit bra.
User in your channel timed out.
Thank heavens. Oh, Anna?
User in your channel is recording.
You have the most beautiful skin, pale and flawless. I want to kiss every single inch of it.
User in your channel started recording.
Why did he say he couldn't make love? I'll do anything he wants. He grabs my hair tie, pulls it free, and gasps as my hair cascades down around my shoulders. I like brunettes, he murmurs, and both of his hands are in my hair, grasping each side of my head. His kiss is demanding. His tongue and lips are coaxing mine. I moan, and my tongue tentatively meets his, puts his arm around me, and holds me against his body. Squeezing me tightly, one hand remains in my hair, the other travels down to my spine, to my waist, and down to my behind. His hand flexes over my backside and squeezes gently. He holds me against his hips, and I feel his erection, which languidly pushes into me. I move once more into his mouth. Can hardly contain his rituous feelings, or is it the hormones that rampage from my body? I want him so badly. Gripping his upper arms, I feel his biceps, surprisingly strong, muscular. Tentatively, I move my hands up to his face and into his hair. Holy Moses! It's so soft, unruly. I tug gently and he groans. He eases me towards the bed, until I feel it behind my knees. I think he's going to push me down onto it, but he doesn't. Releasing me, he suddenly drops to his knees. He grabs my hips with both his hands, my navel, and gently nips his way to my hip bone, and across my belly to my other hip bone. Ah, I groan. Seeing him on his knees in front of me, feeling his mouth on me, it's so unexpected and hot. My hand staying in his hair, pulling gently as I try to quiet my too loud breathing. He gazes up at me through impossibly long lashes. His eyes are scorching smoky grey. His hands reach up and undo my button on my jeans. He leisurely pulls down the zipper without taking his eye off mine. His hands move beneath the waistband, skimming me and moving to my behind. His hands glide slowly to my backside and thighs, removing my jeans as they go. I cannot look away. He stops and licks his lips, never breaking eye contact. He leans forward, running his nose up the apex between my thighs. I feel him there. "You smell so good," he murmurs and closes his eyes, a look of pure pleasure on his face, and I practically convulse. He reaches up and tugs the duvet off the bed and pushes me gently so I fall off the mattress. Still kneeling, he grasps my foot and undoes my Converse, pulling off my shoe and sock. I raise myself up on my elbows to see what he's doing, and panting, wanting. He lifts my foot by the heel and runs his thumbnail up my instep. It's almost painful, but I feel the movement echo. I gasp. Not taking his eyes off mine, again he runs his tongue along my instep, and then his teeth. "Shit," I groan. "How can I feel like this?" There. I fall back onto the bed, moaning. I hear his soft chuckle. "Oh, Anna, what I could do to you," he whispers. He removes my other shoe and sock, then stands and removes my jeans. I'm lying on his bed, dressed only in my bra and panties, and he's staring down at me. "You're very beautiful, Anastasia, still, and I can't wait to be inside of you." Holy shit. His words, he's so seductive, he takes my breath away. "Show me how you pleasure yourself." "What?" Frown. "Don't be coy, Anna. Show me," he whispers. I shake my head. "I don't know what you mean." My voice is so hoarse, I hardly recognize it, laced with desire. "How do you make yourself come? I want to see." Shake my head. "I don't," I mumble. Raises his eyebrow, astonished for a moment. His eyes darken, and he shakes his head in disbelief. "Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that." His voice is soft, challenging, a delicious sensual threat. He undoes the buttons of his jeans and slowly pulls his jeans down. His eyes on mine the whole time. He leans down over me, grasping each of my ankles, quickly jerks my legs apart and crawls onto the bed between my legs. He hovers over me. I'm squirming with need. "Keep still," he murmurs, and he leans down and kisses the inside of my thigh. Trailing kisses up over the thin lacy material of my panties, kissing me. Oh, I can't keep still. How can I not move? I wriggle beneath him. "I'm going to have to work on keeping you still, baby." He trails kissing up my belly, and his tongue dips into my navel. Still he's heading north, kissing me across my torso. My skin is burning. I'm flushed, too hot, too cold. I'm clawing at the sheet beneath me. He lay down beside me, his hand trails up from my hip and up to my breast. He gazes down at me, expression unreadable, and gently cups my breast. "You fit my hand perfectly, Anastasia," he murmurs, and dips his index finger into the cup of my bra, and gently yanks it down, freeing my breast. The underwire fabric of the cup forces it upward. His fingers move to my other breast and repeats the process. My breasts swell and my nipples harden under his steady gaze. I am trussed up by my own bra. "Very nice," he whispers, appreciatively, and my nipples harden even more. He blows very gently on as his hands moves to my other breast, and his thumb slowly rolls the end of my nipple, elongating it. I groan, feeling a sweet sensation all the way to my groin. I am so wet. "Oh, please," I beg internally as my fingers clasp the sheet tighter. His lips close around my other nipple, and he tugs. I nearly convulse. "Let's see if I can make you come like this," he whispers, continuing his slow, sensual assault. My nipples bear the delicious brunt of his deft fingers and lips, setting alight every single nerve ending in my body, so that my whole body sings with sweet agony. He just doesn't stop. "Oh, please," I beg, I pull my head back, my mouth open as I groan, my legs stiffening. Holy hell, what's happening to me? Let go, baby, he murmurs. His teeth close around my nipple, and his thumb and finger pull hard. And I fall apart in his hands, my body convulsing and shattering into 1,000 pieces. He kisses me deeply, his tongue in my mouth, absorbing my cries. Oh my, that was extraordinary. Now I know what all the fuss is about. Gazes down at me, a satisfied smile on his face, while I'm sure there's nothing but gratitude and awe on mine. You're very responsive, he breathes. You're going to have to learn to control that, and it's going to be so much fun teaching you how. He kisses me again. My breathing is still ragged as I come down from my orgasm. His hands move down to my waist, to my hips, and then cups me intimately. Jeez. His finger slips through the fine lace and slowly circles around me there. Briefly he closes his eyes, and his breathing hitches. He's so deliciously wet. God, I want you. He thrusts his finger inside me, and I cry out as he does it again and again. He palms my clit. I cry out once more. He pushes inside me harder and harder still. I groan. Suddenly he sips up, tugs my panties off and throws them on the floor. Pulling off his boxer briefs, his erection springs free. Holy cow. He reaches over to his bedside table and grabs a foil packet and then moves between my legs, spreading them further apart. He kneels up and pulls a condom onto his considerable length. Oh no, will it? Ow. Don't worry, he breathes, his eyes on mine. You expand too. He leans down, his hands on either side of my head, so he's hovering over me, staring down into my eyes, his jaw clenched, eyes burning, and now that I register he's still wearing his shirt. You really want to do this? He asks softly. Please, I beg. Pull your knees up, he orders softly. I'm quick to obey. I'm going to fuck you now, Miss Steele, he murmurs as he positions the head of his erection at the entrance of my sex. Hard, he whispers, and then he slams into me. Ah! I cry as I feel a weird pinching sensation deep inside me as he rips through my virginity. He stills, gazing down at me, his eyes bright with ecstatic triumph. His mouth is open slightly and his breathing is harsh. He groans. You're so tight. You okay? I nod, my eyes wide, my hands on his forearms. I feel so full. He stays still, letting me acclimatise to the true overwhelming feeling of him inside. I'm going to move, baby. He breathes after a moment, his voice tight. He eases back with exquisite slowness, and he closes his eyes and groans, listening to me again. I cry out a second time, and he stills. More, he whispers, his voice raw. Yes, I breathe. He does it once more, and stills again. I groan, my body accepting him. Oh, I want this. Again, he breathes. It's a plea. And he moves. This time he doesn't stop. He shifts onto his elbow so I can feel his weight on me, holding me down. He moves slowly at first, easing himself in and out of me. And as I grow accustomed to the alien feeling, my hips tentatively move to meet his. He speeds up. I moan, and he pounds on, picking up speed, merciless, a relentless rhythm, and I keep up, meeting his thrusts. He grasps my head between his hands and kisses me, hard, teeth pulling at my lower lip again. He shifts slightly, feels something building up inside me, like before. I start to stiffen as he thrusts on and on. My body quivers, bows. A sheen of sweat gathers over me. Oh my, didn't know it would feel like this. Didn't know it could feel as good as this. My thoughts are scattering. There's only sensation, only him, only me. Oh please, I stiffen. Come for me, Anna, he whispers breathlessly, and I unravel at his words, exploding around him as I climax and splinter into a million pieces underneath him. And he comes. He calls out my name, thrusting hard, then stilling as he empties himself into me. I'm still panting, trying to slow my breathing. My triumphant heart and my thoughts are in righteous disarray. Wow, that's astounding. I open my eyes, and he has his forehead pressed against mine, his eyes closed, his breathing ragged. Christian eyes flicker, open, and gaze down at me, dark but soft. He's still inside me. Leaning down, he gently presses a kiss against my forehead, then slowly pulls out of me. Oh, I wince at the unfamiliarity. Did I hurt you? Christian asks as he lies down beside me, propped on one elbow. He tucks a stray strand of my hair behind my ear, and I have to grin widely. You're asking me if you hurt me? The irony is not so lost on me, he smiles. Seriously, are you okay? His eyes are intense, probing, demanding even. I stretch out beside him, feeling loose-limbed. My bones like jelly, but I'm relaxed, deeply relaxed. I grin at him. I can't stop grinning. Now I know what all the fuss is about. 2 orgasms, coming apart at the seams. Like the spin cycle in a washing machine. Wow. I had no idea what my body was capable of. Could be wound so tightly and released so violently, so gratifyingly. The pleasure was indescribable. Biting your lip, and you haven't answered me. He's frowning. I grin up at him, impishly. He looks glorious with his tousled hair, burning narrow grey eyes, and serious, dark expression. I'd like to do that again, I whisper for a moment. I think I see a fleeting look of relief on his face, before the shutters come down and he gazes at me through hooded eyes. Would you now, Miss Steele? Murmurs dryly. He leans down and kisses me very gently at the corner of my mouth, demanding, turn on your front. I blink at him momentarily, then turn over. He unhooks my bra and runs his hand down my back to my behind. You really have the most beautiful skin, he murmurs. He shifts so that one of his legs pushes between mine, and he's half laying across my back. I can feel the buttons of his shirt pressing into me as he gathers my hair off my face and kisses my bare shoulder. Why are you wearing your shirt? I ask, those. After a beat, he shuffles out of his shirt and lies back down on me. I feel his warm skin against mine. It feels heavenly. He has a light dusting of hair across his chest, which tickles my back. Do you want me to fuck you again? He whispers into my ear. He begins to trail his feather-like kisses around my ear and down to my neck. His hand moves down, skimming my waist, over my hip and down to my thigh, to the back of my knee. Pushes my knee up higher. My breath hitches. Oh my, what's he doing now? He shifts so he's between my legs, presses my back, and his hand travels up my thigh to my behind. He caresses my cheek slowly, and trails his fingers down between my legs. I'm going to take you from behind, Anastasia, he murmurs. And with his other hand, he grasps my hair at the nape in a fist and pulls gently, holding me in place. I cannot move my head. I'm pinioned beneath him, helpless. You're mine, he whispers. Only mine. Don't forget it. His voice is intoxicating. Words. Head active. Growing erection against my thigh. Fingers reach and massage my clitoris, circling slowly. His breath is soft against my face as he slowly nips me along my jaw. He smells divine. He nuzzles behind my ear. His hands rub against me, round and round. Reflexive, my hips start to circle, mirroring his hand. His excruciating pleasure spikes through my blood like adrenaline. Keep still, he orders, his voice soft but urgent. He slowly inserts his thumb inside me, rotating it around and around. Stroking the front wall of my vagina, the effect is mind-blowing. All my energy concentrating on this one small space inside my body. I moan. You like this? He asks softly, his teeth grazing my outer ear, and he starts to flex his thumb slowly in, out, his finger still circling. I close my eyes, trying to keep my breathing under control, trying to absorb the disordered, chaotic sensations that his fingers are unleashing on me. Fire coursing through my body. I moan again. So wet, so quickly, so responsive. Oh, Anastasia, I like that. I like that a lot, he whispers. I want to stiffen my legs, but I can't move. He's pinned me down again, keeping up a constant, slow, torturous rhythm. It's absolutely exquisite. I moan again, and he moves suddenly. Open your mouth, he commands, and he thrusts his thumb into my mouth. My eyes fly open, blinking wildly. See how you taste. He breathes against my ear. Suck me, baby. His thumb presses on my tongue, and my mouth closes around him, sucking him wildly. I taste the saltiness on his thumb, and the faint metallic tang of blood. Holy fuck, this is so wrong, but holy hell is it erotic. I want to fuck your mouth, Anastasia, and I will soon. His voice is hoarse, raw, his breathing more disjointed. Fuck my mouth, I moan. And I bite down on him. He gasps and he pulls my hair tighter, painfully, so I release him. Naughty, sweet girl, he whispers, and then he reaches over to the bedside table for a foil packet. Stay still, don't move, he orders as he releases my hair. He rips the foil while I'm breathing hard, my blood singing in my veins. The anticipation is exhilarating. He leans down, he's on me again. He grabs my hair, holding my head immobile. I cannot move. I'm enticingly ensnared by him, and he's poised and ready to take me once more. I'm going to go real slow this time, Anastasia, he breathes, and slowly eases into me slowly, until he's buried in me, stretching me, filling me relentless. I groan loudly. It feels deeper this time, delectable. I groan again, and he deliberately circles his hips and pulls back, pauses a beat, and then eases his way back in. Again and again, it's driving me insane. His teasing deliberately throws slow thrusts. The intermittent feeling of his fullness is overwhelming. You feel so good, he groans, and my insides start to quiver. He pulls back and waits. Oh no, baby, not yet, he murmurs as the quivering ceases. He starts the whole delicious process again. Oh, please, I beg. I'm not sure I can take much more. My body's wound so tight, craving release. I want you so, baby, he murmurs, and he continues his sweet, leisurely torment backward. Every time you move tomorrow, you need to be reminded that I've been there. Only me, you're mine, I groan. Please, Christian, I whisper. What do you want, Anastasia? Tell me. I groan again. He pulls out and moves slowly back into me, circling his hips once more. Tell me, he murmurs. Do, please. He increases the rhythm. His breathing becomes more erratic. My insides start quickening. Christian picks up the rhythm. Ah, so sweet, he murmurs between each thrust. I want you so much, I moan. You're mine. Come for me, baby, he growls. His words are my undoing, tipping me over the precipice. My body convulses around him, and I come, loudly, calling out a garbled version of his name into the mattress. Christian follows with two sharp thrusts, and he freezes, pouring himself into me as he finds his release. He collapses on top of me, his face in my hair. Fuck, Anna, he breathes. He pulls out of me immediately and rolls onto his side of the bed. I pull my knees up to my chest until he's spent, and immediately drift off or pass out into an exhausted sleep. When I wake, it's still dark. I have no idea how long I slept. I stretch out beneath me, and I feel sore, deliciously sore. Christian is nowhere to be seen. I sit up, staring out the cityscape in front of me. There are fewer lights amongst the skyscrapers, and there's a whisper of dawn in the east. I hear music. The lilting noises of the piano, a sad, sweet lament. Back, I think, but I'm not quite sure. I wrap the duvet around me and quietly pad down the corridor towards a big room. Christian is at the piano, completely lost in the music he's playing. His expression is sad and forlorn like the music. Playing is stunning. Leaning against a wall, at the entrance, I listen, enraptured. This musician, he sits naked, his body bathed in the warm light cast by a solitary freestanding lamp beside the piano, with the rest of the large room in darkness. It's like he's in his own isolated little pool of light, untouchable, lonely, in a bubble. I pad quietly towards him, enticed by the sublime music. I'm mesmerized, watching his long, skilled fingers as they finally gently press the keys, thinking how those same fingers have expertly handled and caressed my body. I flush and gasp at the memory and press my thighs together. He glances up, his unfathomable grey eyes, his expression unreadable. Sorry, I whisper. I didn't mean to disturb you. A frown flits across his face. Surely I should be saying that to you, he murmurs. He finishes playing and puts his hands on his legs. I notice now that he's wearing PJ pants. He runs his fingers through his hair and stands. His pants hang from his hips in that way. Oh my. My mouth goes dry as he casually strolls around the piano toward me. He has broad shoulders, narrow hips, his abdominal muscles ripped as he walks. He really is stunning. You should be in bed. He admonishes. It was a beautiful piece, Bach. Transcription by Bach, but it's originally in Oboe Concerto by Alessandro Marcello. It was exquisite, but very sad. Such a melancholy melody. His lips quirk up in half a smile. Bed, he orders. You'll be exhausted in the morning. Woken, you weren't there. I find it difficult to sleep, and I'm not used to sleeping with anyone, he murmurs. I can't fathom his mood. He seems a little despondent, but it's difficult to tell in the darkness. Perhaps it was the tone of the piece he was playing. He puts his arm around me and gently in the bedroom. How long have you been playing? You play beautifully. Since I was 6. Oh, Christian is a 6-year-old boy. My mind conjures an image of a beautiful copper-haired little boy with grey eyes, and my heart melts. A muppet-haired kid who liked impossibly sad music. How are you feeling? He asks when we are back in the room. He switches on a sidelight. I'm good. We both glance down at the bed at the same time. There's blood on the sheets, evidence of my lost virginity. I flush, embarrassed, pulling the duvet tighter around me. Well, that's going to give Mrs. Jones something to think about. Christian mutters as he stands in front of me, puts his hand under my chin, tips my head back, staring down at me. His eyes are intense as he examines my face. I realise I've not seen his naked chest before. Instinctively, I reach out to run my fingers through the smattering of dark hair on his chest to see how it feels. Immediately, he steps back, out of my reach. Get into bed, he says sharply. I'll come and lie down with you. His voice softens. I drop down my hand and frown. I don't think I've ever touched his torso. He opens a chest of drawers, pulls out a t-shirt and quickly slips it on. Bed, he orders again. I climb back onto the bed, try not to think about the blood. He clambers in beside me and pulls me into his embrace, wrapping his arms around me, away from him. He kisses my hair gently, and he